climbing up a degree or two from where we are right now, but the wind's kind of hang tight for us until maybe later on tonight and into tomorrow. They'll relax a little bit. Tomorrow we have a couple little disturbances that roll through, some of which could get good, so that might be something really cool to see if you're out in Times Square or somewhere celebrating around the tri-state region. Just get a little quick snow shower that doesn't amount to much. I'll take it. All right, let's bring in Inez Rosales and see how we're doing with the roads and rails. What's going on?
Hey there, Mike. Well, strictly new rules are back in effect. Right now, we have an accident on the Belts Parkway involving a car fire. This is eastbound by Pennsylvania Avenue. Two lanes are blocked, so you can see a lot of red eastbound, as well as on the westbound side, we have some rubbernecking delays. Over on Long Island, you have a nice commute on the LI by Comac Road. Everything's moving westbound and eastbound without any issues. Then in Queens, a little stop and go there by the Grand Central, but traffic is moving there, heading towards the BQE. Eastbound side, very quiet. Crossing the Mario Cuomo Bridge, no problems. With the rails, Metro North continues on that Friday schedule east of the
This is Dr. Vegapunk. Actually, it's one of them. One of my favorites.
That's right. The president met with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. The two leaders spent a couple hours together talking strategies.
Named Punk for Pythagoras. One of my favorites.
The Gaza peace plan to begin, which requires Hamas to surrender its weapons and withdraw from power.
If they don't disarm as they
See,
agreed to
where
do,
did I place it?
they agreed to it, and then they'll be held to pay to them. And we don't want that. I'm not concerned about anything that Israel's doing. I'm concerned about what other people are doing or maybe aren't doing. But I'm not concerned they've lived up to the plan.
Well, President Trump also said the U.S. might carry out airstrikes against Iran if it attempts to restart its nuclear program.
President Trump says the U.S. has attacked a facility in Venezuela that he alleges is where boats are being loaded with illegal drugs. The president initially mentioned the strike on Friday, then said yesterday that there was, quote, an explosion in Venezuela. The U.S. has been conducting strikes on boats it suspects are smuggling drugs in international waters. This comes after the U.S. conducted its 30th strike against a boat suspected of smuggling drugs in the eastern Pacific Ocean on Monday, bringing the number of people killed in the strikes to 107 since September. Critics say these deadly strikes may violate U.S. and international law.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky says the U.S. is offering Ukraine security guarantees for 15 years as part of a proposed peace deal with Russia. Specific details have not been made public, not yet, but Zelensky says they include partners who would monitor the peace deal. This comes as President Donald Trump hosted Zelensky at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida on Sunday. The president insisted Ukraine and Russia are, quote, closer than ever before to a peace settlement. And the Trump administration is rolling out a new kind of savings account, if you haven't heard about it. It's intended to help kids put away money until they become adults.
They're being called Trump accounts. Good Day's Antoine Lewis breaks down what you should know if you're thinking about opening one for your child.
Parents looking to get a jump start on their children's financial futures can look to the White House and Trump accounts, investment savings accounts for children.
Real trust funds for every American child, allowing family members, employers, corporations, generous donors to contribute money that will be invested and grow over the course of a child's life.
Any child under the age of 18 with a Social Security number is eligible to open a Trump account, but for babies born between January 2025 and December 31st, 2028, the accounts come with a $1,000 contribution from the Trump administration. Additionally, some kids are eligible for more funds from philanthropists Michael and Susan Dell.
Our gift will cover most of the children that are tenant under, that are not part of the federal program.
Beautiful girl. Floater gets fouled, makes the free throw, finishes with 27 points. Just too much for the Brooklyn Nets as the Warriors beat the Nets 120 to 107. All right, staying in basketball, the NBA released its first returns of All-Star voting. Yes, it is that time of year already. 5 Knicks appeared in the top 20 vote getters for the Eastern Conference. Jalen Brunson ranking just third. He should be number 1. Are we being homers? Yeah. rubs me. To the NFL, Jets head coach Aaron Glenn, he's kind of backtracking after he questioned the team's effort during Sunday's blowout loss to the New England Patriots. So on Sunday, Glenn said the team's effort, quote, wasn't where it needed to be. So yesterday, after he rewatched film of the 42-10 loss, he now believes that, quote, effort was not the issue, saying the loss stemmed from not being able to handle the Patriots' offensive and defensive schemes. Here's Glenn with more on how the team did play.
Our guys did not quit. I mean, they were running to the ball. They were trying to defend the pass. They were doing all those things they need to do to try to win that game. And that was evident when you go back and just watch the game. And again, watching it twice, that really showed up.
The 3-13 Jets close out their season in Buffalo on Sunday against the rival Bills. As for the Giants, well, their list of potential head coaches is one shorter today because Notre Dame restructured the contract of their head football coach, Marcus Freeman. So the new deal is set to put Freeman near the top of the best compensated college coaches. See, that's a deal he doesn't want to give up. Early reports had said that the Giants were interested and were expected to make a play for the 39-year-old Freeman, who has built a 43-12 record in 4 seasons at Notre Dame, including a national championship game appearance last season. A little bummed about that. I liked his leadership.
Get him on the next one.
The next one?
Yeah.
The next
Time
cycle?
it comes around. Yeah.
No, we need a coach for the Giants to be there for like 8 years, with a good quarterback, with hopefully a start. Oh, you're saying.
Yeah, he's guys winning.
All right, well, at least we can focus on the Knicks. Things are
Yes,
looking good in
2026 here, the Knicks.
basketball, right?
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Okay, let's talk some weather now with Mike Woods. Hey, Mikey.
All right, hello there. And here, I don't know if you want to hear what I got to say, but this is what's coming at you here. Let's get down to business in the almanac. We're doing not as good as we should be doing this time of the year. We're approaching the coldest time of the year, but it already feels like, in fact, these temperatures are much colder than what we typically see the coldest time of the year, which is like mid-January. 40 days from now, my temp for today will make it up to about 32, which is basically where we are right now. Our temps just aren't moving much. We'll hang in the upper 20s to low 30s throughout the day. Cold air is dumping down from Canada from a strong area of low pressure over Canada that sends that west and northwest wind through. There's some lake effect snow showers to our north and west, but by the time it gets here, usually most of that will break up, evaporate from the cloud base down to the ground. So if you get a flurry, that's all you get out of it. Temp-wise, we're in the upper 20s to low 30s. Yep, pretty cold stuff, but then again, we have the wind on top of that coming in from the west at around 15 to 20, and sometimes gusting up to 34. But you have Central Park, 41 out at Newark, 40 in Monticello. That makes it feel even colder. So your wind chill factors run between about 15 to 20. That's the big impact that we have for you today. Snow, I wouldn't worry about that. A flurry is not going to really affect you. That cold weather, cold temperature, and wind combo, that's going on for a little while. Let's get a look at that future cast and roll it forward. The main things I want to point out, stays pretty quiet today, but look at that tomorrow morning as a little disturbance rolls through. There's a chance that we could get a quick little snow blast trying to approach the area, and then an actual front comes over at about midnight, and that also has the potential to squeeze out some quick snow showers. So a little tiny snow shower at midnight, late in the new year, maybe happening for us around the tri-state, maybe on the eastern of Long Island. You might get some small accumulation, maybe an inch or so out near the Hamptons. That's a possibility as we bring in the new year. Not a major storm, but it's something just to keep an eye on. It's one of those quicker systems, so it's not going to get sneaky on you. All right, let's bring in Inez and see how we're doing today, trying to get around. Come on.
Good morning, Mike. We're checking in with things in the Bronx. The Cross Bronx here on the Alexander Hamilton Bridge. Northbound, southbound, you're fine. Nice and quiet there in the major Deegan. The Gowanus even looks good there. Nothing to report. Traffic flowing nicely from 38th Street heading towards the Prospect. And there's the George Washington Bridge heading into the city. Not much of a delay on the upper and lower level. Lincoln and Holland looking good. The rails, everything running on or close. Dan and Tashani, back to you.
Inez, thank you for tracking the roads and the rails for us. Well, people looking for work are now using dating apps to help them find a job. Yes, dating apps to help them find a job. A survey from resumebuilder.com says about a third of dating app users are now using them to get matched up with jobs and careers. According to the survey, job seekers are using their dating
Here are the rocket shoes Dr. Vegapunk created. His real name is Stella.
have millions of people looking for jobs, and some want new ways to sidestep their competition. The survey found those using dating apps for job seeking, 43% gained mentorship or career advice, 39% got an interview, and 37% received.
There we are.
Very interesting.
Now, how do I